Hey, morning. How you doing? Um, just making this quick little video here as a archive or a journal or whatever. Um, and also anybody that's interested in off-gridding. Um, so here's my story. Uh, we had everything. My wife and myself. We have a 15-year-old son and an 11-year-old daughter. We had a beautiful log home, two 30-acre properties with amazing motocross training facility, cabins, awesome hunting, paved road, hydro, whatnot. It was a beautiful piece of property. Like I said, it had a amazing world-class sand track on it. My son was one of the fastest kids in the country at one time. Uh, and we were bored. There was something really missing for us. And then one day I was at work, and my best friend of about 40 years phoned me up and told me he had lung cancer. And it was bad. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. I mean, there's my buddy, my compadre, my right hand. And we were just getting to that point in our life where we were really going to start having some fun, hunting trips and fishing trips and day drinking. And he wasn't going to be there for any of that. So I guess I kind of went into midlife crisis mode and quit my job. We put our house and all our properties up for sale. All our properties, I mean both our properties up for sale. And bought, and it sold. So then we bought 217 acres, two separate lots. One's 109 acres, one's 108. Up on a dead end road, and sold everything. January 6th of last year, it closed, and the wife and kids moved in with her mom and dad. And I bought this 53-foot insulated reefer trailer and converted the front half into an apartment and the back half for storing all of our stuff in. So I fixed it all up, and it's pretty cozy. It's not fancy, but it is cozy. It heated very easy. Last winter, from January the 6th until the end of May, I spent $230 in propane to heat it. Anyone that tells you to get a sea container and convert it or blah blah blah, well, check with your township first, because if there ain't wheels under it, you probably can't have it on your property if it's a spot to live in. So yeah, I'll give you a quick little tour of it, but it's been quite an adventure. I've been back here in the bush for a long time now. Right as we closed the deal on the house and moved into here, my buddy started getting real sick. But it was nice that I had lots of time to spend with him, taking him to appointments, and we're going every other day at some points. And March 8th, his birthday's March 7th, mine's March 9th, and he died on March the 8th in my arms. And then COVID hit. And the world ended. And here we are with all our money in the bank to build our house, and we couldn't even get a friggin' building permit. So we were 3 months or 3.5 months in limbo with no permit. And finally stuff opened up again, and we got back at her in the first part of June. I started building the house, and I've done everything myself with my young lad helping me, which is a pretty good feeling, but we'll get to that in a minute. I was going to give you a quick tour of this trailer, because if anybody's thinking about doing something like this, this is what you need. It's an insulated trailer. I got my TV, little kitchenette, my propane heater, Out through that back door is where all the storage is for it, for all of our stuff that would be in the house. Then I got my bed. Spent a lot of nights sitting at that table under that propane light, writing on my journal. And I got my big TV for when the inverter's running and the wife and kids come back to watch movies with me. And I'll give you a little tour of the house and the outside stuff. Like all these people that watch Dick Proenneke Alone in the Wilderness one too many times, and they think they can just go wander off into the bush and carve a life out. You need to wake up and do some planning, especially if you're taking your wife and kids with you. But there's my house that I've been working on. The thing about using this is it's got wheels under it, and I just hook onto it with my skidder, drug it up in here. So I'm just at the insulating stage of the house. I should be able to finish it up today, and actually as I was making this video, the guy messaged me and told me that it was in. So here's the one end of the house, the two big patio doors, and it looks out over top of my private pond. I'll give you a little tour of the inside. So we got these great big cathedral ceilings. Then there's a loft bedroom way up in there. 2 bedrooms downstairs. Lots of windows and doors because we're off grid and we need lots of light. I actually just turned all the lights on under their own power the night before last with the off-grid system instead of just running them on the generator. It's quite an adventure. If you think you're just going to go wander off into the bush, though, you need to do some real planning. There's my little generator that I use. I use that. It's a 3100 watt Honda, but I use it for charging my battery banks because it's 200 volt output. And it just works better with this system here. This is still very early into the stages. I got to get the battery box built this week. All my remotes hooked up and ran into the house. But yeah, all my panels will be in next week, but I'm not even going to try to get them hooked up this year. I'm just going to run it off the batteries and generator for the winter. And yeah, me and the young lad built that all by ourselves. Them great big huge 10-12 pitch trusses. Whew. I'm not very good at heights, but we got her, and had a hell of a lot of fun along the road so far. Here's the monument I made for my buddy. Took all his tools and embedded them in a concrete pillar, looking out over the pond, right in my backyard. And yeah, if like I was gonna say, if anybody thinks you'd just go wandering off into the bush like Dick Proenneke and carve out a life, well, there is a few people out there that can probably do it. But if you think you're gonna do it and take your friggin' kids along with you, you're an idiot. Plan ahead. It takes years. Dick Proenneke probably was 4 or 5 years before he ended up going up in there and staying. And it ain't fair to drag your kids off into the bush unless you got a real solid plan to keep them warm and full of food and entertained. And it ain't for everybody, but it's definitely worth it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.